Alrighty, hey traders, John Howell here. Let's actually get into the analysis today. Let's get into a bit of a market update today on what's going across the markets and some things that I really am focusing on right now. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so make sure you get access to that free trading course, guys. First link in the description there. Also, guys, the very first video you get after registering for the free trading course, I've got something really amazing that I'm going to be doing myself. And it's probably the very first time this has been done in the trading history. And you'll be able to see all the details about that as well too. So if you're really interested about what I'm talking about here, first thing in the description, go over there, register, get the free trading course, and then the very first video you get, you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Very first time in history, I'm going to blow this trading industry apart. So let's go have a look at the markets today, and let's actually see what's going on for this week. Bit of analysis of what's going on in these markets here. So the first thing that we're actually noticing here, let's actually look at the S&P 500 first. And let's take off the moving average. So the first thing that I'm noticing when it comes to the short-term technical analysis of what we're seeing through here is exactly what's going on right now. We've actually had a very strong move up. We've had a very strong move down, and now we're just going overall sideways through here. Okay, so we're spending all this time going sideways through here, and that's what you want to see if the market is going to probably continue down from here. Okay, so we've got this sideways movement through here, and so if we do continue going sideways even more, then we could quite possibly see a move down towards. We could even see a move down towards this trend line down through to here. The overall, this is that long-term trend line that's happening on the S&P 500. So we can see that that's what's going on there. If I look at my weekly charts though, the weekly charts, the daily charts here are telling me, now there's two schools, my two schools of thought that's going through my mind right now. Firstly, the daily charts are what's happening right now, okay? So we're getting this sort of move up and then a move down and then sideways action through here, right? And then possibly even another move and possibly even another move down from here, maybe even sideways and another move down. But when I look at this weekly charts from here, this weekly chart just tells me that even if we do get more downside to come out of this level through here, that we are just in a pullback phase in this massive bull market through here, right? And this is something that's very, very hard to, I think, for a lot of traders to understand about these markets, right? And it's something that I talk about with my actual private clients. If you're interested in becoming a private client, 12 months of coaching with me every single day. That second link in the description there, guys. Click on that and you can fill out the application form and you and I will personally talk. If you really truly want to get this thing sorted, like what does it really take to get ahead in the markets? How do I read the charts? How do I identify good trading opportunities, right? Not just guessing, but how to actually really have a good foundation. I am your man. That second link in the description there, guys, click on that. And every single day, you and I will be out. This is more like an intense 12-month coaching program, right? This is pretty much almost every single day. We are speaking, we are together, and I'm helping you, holding your hand and going forward. So if that's for you guys, that's second link in the description. But looking at this level through here, and the thing I was saying before was that a lot of traders, they're trying to find a fundamental reason why something's going to happen technically, right? And this has been, and if you've been trading the markets this entire year, you would know that this here fundamentally doesn't make any sense, right? But the market is doing that. Makes sense? So if we can say, oh, but John, what fundamental reason do you have for this to happen? It doesn't matter, right? Because the market itself, the chart itself, and this is something we need to keep it really simple, right? Is that just because fundamentally something seems like it's going to have that, right? Because what's wrong with fundamentals? Fundamentals is this, right? If everything seems really bad, well, that's the buy when people are fearful, right? And sell when people are greedy. So right now, I'm still noticing that even if we get a bit more of a pullback through here, that I'm still noticing that there's a lot of the community out there in the marketplace, the traders out there, that they're still looking for a major top and looking for the market going down. So even if we do get some more downside here, coming down through to here and here and here, then we're probably likely to continue this upward movement. And again, you're trying to look for John, what fundamental reasons do you have to justify why you're saying what you're saying? And I'm like, I don't have a fundamental reason. There is no fundamental reason. It's just what the overall charts are telling me right now. And as you guys know, right, I did a video back here, saying right here, saying that I expect an all-time new high to come out of the stock market, and we actually went for an incredible bull market. Now, and as you guys would know, if you've been following me for quite some time, I was saying we're probably going to get a pullback from here. We're probably going to get a pullback around about here. We did get the pullback, and now we're seeing what's going to happen here. But on this overall big picture, guys, and this is where, if you trade the daily charts, or if you trade any time frame, always have a time frame above, go higher when to see what the true trend is, right? What the true trend is. So the daily charts here, what is the true trend of the daily charts? Not what I think, not what I hope, and let's leave your ego out the window, okay? What do we have here? We've had what? Up, down, higher low, up, down, higher low, slight higher low, possibly even same low, strong up. Now what is this here? So if I just draw over these levels through here, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, right? Let's just keep it really simple, because remember, guys, what do? We trade the chart, right? We trade the chart. We trade price, not the fast, the fundamentals. Or because what's wrong with trading fundamentals, right? Fundamentals is like, oh, there was a bad news that comes out, so therefore you think it's going to affect the market this way. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you get a really good earnings, that the market, it might gap up on a good earnings, but then suddenly it sells off, or something, you might get a really bad earnings, but the market skyrockets. So you can never preempt what a good and bad earnings may not be good and bad for the markets, right? A bad number may actually be good for. Do you see what I'm saying there? So if you're going based off that, you're going based off what you think is going to be a good trading opportunity, and not what you know, right? For me personally, guys, I know without a doubt that I have my A quality setups, and also my A quality setups backed up with really a lot of fuel behind it. And my private clients know exactly what I'm talking about. I know those trades have the potential running on for massive profits, right? Massive profits, like hundreds and hundreds of % return when this pattern comes around, right? But the important for you guys is that you actually have that behind you. So right now, guys, guess what's happening? Overall, even though on the daily charts, we could be getting a bit of a sideways movement, a bit of a drop through here, this is just a pullback. This is just a pullback. We may get some more pullback through here, right? We do actually have a lot of support and resistance around here, around that 4,200 level, maybe around the 4,300 level. But this is just a pullback here. And if we do continue to get pullback through here, guess what's coming next, right? We're probably likely to see something like that, at least another move up like that. Now, I don't know when that's going to be. It may not get the 4,200. But we're probably likely to get a bit more downside to come. But the overall flow of this market is what? Still up. And this is just not my thoughts, guys. This is what's rule number one? The trend, right? And the trend is your friend until the end. So let's go look at the Nasdaq, right? And the Nasdaq sort of pretty much the exact same thing, right? We're in a very strong bull market, and what we're experiencing right now is just that. It's just the pullback, okay? So we can sort of scream till the cows come home why something's going to happen and so on and so forth. If the market does start to roll over, remember, guys, in a big bull market, right? In a big bull market, what do we have, right? We have what? Higher lows and higher highs. And eventually what? We start to get a bit of a tipping point and we start to do something like that, right? So, but the unfortunate thing is that we never know when this is going to kick in, right? But that only happens what? 20% of the time. Majority of the time, you're going to continue something like that, and the market will start to do something like this, right? It will start to roll over. It will start to flatten out. We'll start to get false breakouts and so on and so forth, right? False breakout simply means something like this, right? Where, see this here? See how it actually breaks back above? and then we start to change. See how we change the tune? But from here, guess what's happening through here? See the big bull market? High, low, high, low. We made a high, low, and then we failed through here, double top, and then we started to change, right? We start to get these patterns in the markets, don't we? We start to get these patterns forming in the markets from here. So right now, guys, guess what? This is just an overall pullback. So even on the daily charts, guys, yes, we could be getting more downside to come. I would not be trying to fight this market, right? Because again, very strong big bull market through here. And if we're looking at the Nasdaq has actually quite a bit of support resistance where it is right now, right around that 14,000. But if we do get a bit more downside, there's that long-term trend line that's coming into play. So that's probably going to come into play, guys, and we may even see a lot more upside to come out of that. And again, guys, we want to try to take the logic and reason why something is happening. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? The market's not supposed to make sense because guess what? 90% of you guys right now are losing money right now. I guarantee it. 90% of you guys lost money last week. Me, I did not, right? I had a very successful week last week. Most of my weeks are, right? So the thing is that, but the reason why, guys, is because I simply just trade a trading setup, a trading system. I'm not trying to guess. If you're trying to guess, if you're trying to, well, I hope this, I hope that. No, right? You'll see with my private clients, again, second link in the description, that we don't guess, right? Being a professional trader is all about having a trading setup and then following that, right? So let's go look at the Dow Jones. Let's go look at the Dow Jones from here. Let's take everything off the screens from here. We've got a couple of things going on here. All right, let's take everything off the screen from here to here. Right, let's actually squeeze our charts up because I think we actually have possibly something going on through here. Right, there we go. Right, possibly something going on through there. That long-term trend line. So, but notice what's actually happening through here. Right, we came up low, high, low. We came down, and now we're actually around this level through here. But there's actually a very strong move up and then a strong move down. What actually happens here on the Dow Jones? Let's go look at that weekly charts. See, here's the thing with the Dow Jones, guys, okay? Right now, we're at this sort of pinnacle point right now on the Dow Jones, okay? So we're at this real strong level, pinnacle point around that 34,000 level. If this level doesn't hold, right? If this whole area doesn't hold this week and we start to get more of a flush down from here, and it doesn't hold this week, then that could be the end of that overall move, right? But if we do hold this week, guys, and we start to rally back up to start to create this being a higher low, right? Because you can see we have a low, a higher low. If this is just another higher low, and we start to do something like that, guess what's coming? All-time new highs, right? So it's just written all over the wall, right? Because all this major level of resistance has been holding there for the last couple of years. If that holds and we start to rally back out, buyers are probably going to scream this to the upside, which I believe that's going to happen only because I'm getting, most people are saying that we're still likely to see a movement on the downside out of the stock market. And let's go look at now the Russell. The Russell is the interesting one through. Let's go look at the weekly charts here once again for the Russell. And as you can see, guys, the weekly charts really do take a lot of the noise out, right? If we're trying to get an overall gauge of where things are likely to go overall, then the weekly chart is definitely for you. And so looking at this weekly chart from here to here, what do we see through here? Okay, so we have a low period through here. Low, we have this low, an equal low. We've rallied up, and now we've pulled back. Now, okay, technical analysis simply says, and again, guys, throw the fundamental reasons out the window, okay? Do not trade fundamentals. Because what is a fundamental, right? Fundamental is what you think. Well, and again, if you have a fundamental news, is that good for the market? Is that bad for the market? If it's a bad number, does it mean it's good for the market? Or is that bad? Like you're guessing, right? And there's no probability in that. Let's actually set yourself up so you can have patterns throughout the year so you can trade them, because that's exactly what me and my clients do. We're always looking, or we have basically one main cornerstone pattern that we look for, that we know most of the time it's going to produce a profit. And especially we have the cornerstone backed up with a lot of fuel with my private clients, that when these trades appear, it has the potential of running on for hundreds and potentially 1,000% return, on your risk in these positions here. And that's not no fluff, no fillers, right? Because it's a predictable, reliable pattern that we wait for, right? Our job is to wait for it and be disciplined with that, right? So if you're trying to guess and all these sort of things, it's just like, it's not going to work, right? So the purpose of me saying that is that, again, doesn't matter what fundamentally reasons why and so on and so forth, throw that out the window. What's happening right here, okay? What's happening right here is this, is we have a low point, higher low, equal low. If what's happening right now on the Russell, we do start to hold here and we start to get something like this and we start to rally out and we break this channel, if indeed we get this pattern, guys, guess what's happening to the Russell? We're probably going to make a nice move back up to all-time new highs. So we're getting a lot of potential. It's a do or die point now for a lot of these markets, right? Especially the Dow Jones, Russell, and so on and so forth, right? Because if we do start to hold and we start to pick back up, this overall picture is telling us the buyers are starting to finally and strongly come back in. Now, when I say finally and strongly, I mean, because as you can see, right, when the market goes up, right, and then we have a pullback here, right? Let's say this is 50% of the move. This is 50% here. You can see how that's actually more than 50%, right? And then guess what happens, right? And then we might rally back up, and then we might come back down to the exact same low, right? So see how that's not very strong. But what is strong? This is the start of the move up. If this is 50%, it'll come back down less than 50%, and then it'll continue up. This is now what's called strong trend in the markets, right? Strong trend in the markets. And so that's what we're seeing through there when it comes to the Russell in the market. Okay, cool. Let's go look at a few things here. Let's look at oil. And oil is one of these markets, guys. I'm telling you, we could be getting a really big move coming out of oil. We actually had, let me take all this off the screen here, but looking at this weekly chart, look at this here. We've had nothing but, look at all this sideways movement from here, right? All this sideways movement, not much going on, but look what's happening right now. We're getting a very strong move out, and now we're getting a little pullback. So we go back to our daily charts. Look what's going on right now, right? We could be getting ready for a very strong breakout on oil. So look at this here. And if I bring on my moving average again, look what's happening through here, right? We're above the moving average. We have a very strong move up. We're getting a bit of a pullback. If I bring on my trend lines now, look at that through there. If that breaks above there, the next level of resistance is up through there. Now, the reason why that's important is because, one, it could create a really good trading opportunity. Now, again, that's resistance there, guys. The purpose of that resistance line is say that that's where it could get to, not where not where it's likely to stop, right? Or not where it's going to stop, right? Because you see so many times, you see a support and resistance line being broken all the time. You just see that that's that level up through there. A lot of the time, you say, oh, that's the resistance level, and it goes up and it just keeps going up, 104, 108, right? And so on and so forth. But the charts are telling me right now, guys, guess what? We're getting a very strong pullback. Now, remember I said about the 50% rule, right? Look at this here. Low to high. Look at this here through here. Notice how that's the 50% level. Notice how it's less than 50% so far, right? This is the 50% level through here. So that's 50%, and this is the 60% level, right? Notice how we actually have that's that level through there. Makes sense? So less than 50% and 61 and basically the 61.8% level. If the market retraces up and then down less than 50% and then continues, that's actually very strong trend in the markets. And if we do that and we break this level here, guess what's coming? Gold's always likely to go for a big move. Don't fight it. Look for opportunities, right? Let's go look at gold. Gold in the marketplace. So the overall pattern that I'm seeing with gold, and let me take off the moving averages, is I'm just noticing, guys, that gold is, even though gold's starting to slowly make its way down, I'm noticing that gold is making the same angle, the same sort of pullback through here as it did in these last couple of times, right? So you can see how we actually had a strong move up overall and a slow pullback and a breakout, strong move up, slow pullback, and now a strong move up. So if I look at this angle from here to here, right, you can see how it's roughly the same angle there, and it's definitely that. See how that's exactly the same angle of this last time coming through here, and then now look what's happening through here, right? We're getting that sort of action through there. Now, why is that important? Because right now we're not getting a lot of strong sells. This tells me that gold is still holding up really, really, really strongly, right? Yeah, we're starting to get a bit of a rollover effect and so on and so forth. But right now, again, what's rule number one? Trend, right? Trend is your friend and what? Until the end. So if we're having a look at the trend analysis on gold, what is that? Move up, move down. Higher low, move up, and we're getting this over move down. We still could be creating a major higher low through here before what? Before away we go, right? And so and I'm just noticing back here, we're getting these same sort of levels through. Now, we never want to preempt, right? You never want to, oh, well, let me get in early, right? Let me get in early because this market's doing this, right? We want to wait for the breakout and so on and so forth. And again, don't you want to wait for your trading setup when it comes to the bottom. That's the bottom line there. Silver at the end of the day, guys, when it comes down to the weekly charts on silver right now is definitely in a mixture of sort of sideways movement through, but we're definitely holding through here, right? So if we're looking at this sort of trend analysis for here, down, higher low, up, down, and now we're creating this sort of action through here. But we are still creating these major higher lows in here. So silver is, even though silver's been very, very volatile on the daily charts overall, we're getting a lot of sort of higher lows in the marketplace, right? So we're getting a lot of that in the marketplace from there. From when it actually starts to see from there. So let's go look at the interest rates, guys. Let's have a quick look at the overall interest rates here. Let's have a look at the 10-year. 10-year is really starting to pick back up again, guys. We're at these all-time new highs again. And so I'm just thinking here, or I'm just looking at the markets. Right, we had this overall, this is that weekly chart there. So look what happened here, right? We came up, look at this here, came up, higher low, came up, slow down. Now we're actually going to the upside, very strong at the upside. We're at a major double top right now in the markets from here. So we could actually be getting ready for even more of an upside move in the bond market. I actually called this upward move back here by actually not by actually saying it, by me basically, getting out of positions that I was with the TMF and TLT and stuff like that, right? So you see this very strong move up from here. Let's have a look at the 30-year. What's happening with the 30-year? Yeah, the 30-year actually just came down and held, and now we're actually having a very strong move to the upside. And then obviously you got the 10-year as well too. If we have a look at TMF as well, and TMF and also TLT are definitely on a big, massive downward trend. And the thing for me, guys, and this is where doesn't matter what fundamentally what I think, I knew when we started to see, let's have a look at this here. Right, I knew when we started to see this level through here, what is it? Lower highs all the way down, right? That we started to see that, and I knew that was the time that we're likely to continue. More downside is likely to happen right now. I knew we're breaking this level through here. We came down lower low. It actually came up, made a lower high, and came down, right? So the charts are always talking to us. The charts are always telling us what's going on and what's happening through here. So I got out of all my TMF positions. I was in TMF heavily, but I knew that my view was wrong, and so I actually got out of all of them right there. Got about a 10% loss on that overall position there, but I protected most of my capital, which is really good. And that's actually just now on the sidelines waiting for a really good opportunity, which I feel so much better about when trading these markets here. So we've got this overall move on the downside, guys, and now we're just holding through here right now on the TMF, and the same for TLT as well too. TLT, right? Same for TLT as well too, right? And this is where, guys, just reading what the market is telling us. Remember, guys, the trend is your friend until the end, right? If the market starts to do stuff like this, right? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Look at this here, right? The market started what? Telling us what's going on through here. And if we're like, nah, who cares about that, right? And then this happens in the markets from here. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys in today's update. Actually, let's go look at Bitcoin from here. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really not doing much, is it? Let's go look at the weekly charts here. Yeah, we're definitely rolling over, aren't we? Like, we're not really getting a very strong, we definitely got that very strong double top right now. So there's actually no trend right now, right? So if you look at this here, sometimes we have an uptrend, sometimes we have a downtrend, sometimes we have no trend, right? So right now what's happening through here is that we've got this major level of support through here. We came up, higher low, come up, and then our pull back through here, right? Up, down like that, right? Low, higher low, and then sideways movement. So that tells me no one's in control now. Yeah, so, oh geez. No one's in control right now on Bitcoin. So if we go to the daily charts, if we have a look at this overall, that's that level through there. That tells me that if we continue getting a bit more sideways movement from here, we could be getting ready for another drop in Bitcoin. Let's go look at the moving average, see what the moving average is doing. Yeah, so what you would want to see ideally, guys, is that you'd want to see this thing just continue sideways for maybe for another week or two, get this moving average coming down like this, right? And then if you've got some sort of breakout like that on the downside, then what you would do is you would actually measure it. So it's actually probably, what's that, 31,000, or I'd actually measure it. So the channel is up from there to there somewhere. This is just roughly anyway, guys. Rough estimate. And so yeah, it's actually probably down through there. So if we do get that sort of pattern there, guys, which could be a good shorting opportunity on Bitcoin for me personally, we could start to see Bitcoin back down towards that 20,000 level from there. So hope this helped you out there today, traders. Once again, if you do need my help, then that second link in the description. Go apply for that 12-month coaching program where I'm with you every single day. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm holding your hand and I'm guiding you through these markets, and you'll be able to see that I'd never guess, right? I'm doing a market update for you, but I never guess in these markets here. And that's probably where you're going wrong, right? You're trying to, oh, should I be in now? Should I be out now? You need a really good cornerstone, good sort of setup from in the marketplace there. So go fill out the application form right now, guys, and I'll speak to you real soon.